would say this. Bill and I are obviously very close. We talk a lot, you know, and we've spent a great, you know, almost 2 decades together of football conversation too. But we were together every day this past fall. You know, we did the coach show on YouTube, which was great. That was something I wrote last spring, and I just, you know, it was another way for he and I to get in the room and just teach football, which we love to do. But we did have a lot of conversations about college football, you know, through the course of really last spring, taking a look at how we really get fascinated with roster builds. So one of the things I think that was really interesting with college football was with the portal, with, you know, the 2 opportunities there, with recruiting, how fast can you build your team? How fast can you really, you know, get the good players in the building? In the NFL, it was pretty rigid. You know, you knew your points, whether it was free agency to the draft to the 53 cut to the trade deadline. Those are the 4 opportunities. Then with the contracts, you know, how many really big contracts can you sign? And we got fascinated with the college model, so we really started studying a lot of the different schools and how they were building the rosters. So we did have a lot of those conversations. That year off really gave me a good chance to kind of look at the full landscape of football. Honestly, you know, when you're kind of just in that grind and you're going all the time and you're playing a lot of games, so, you know, the season goes late, you just go into that next mode. And for me, it was a great opportunity to kind of step back and say, okay, what's changed? And honestly, for me, one of the most exciting things I think in college football was the playoffs. Like to have that, that's what, you know, I loved about the NFL was like, just give me a chance, get us in the playoffs. We got a chance to like make a run or be able to get going. And I thought that was so cool in college football this past year. I was excited to see it. Obviously, it was great for Ohio State. And that, along with, you know, some of the things we're doing with NIL and some of the other changes that are coming, it just made me feel like kind of what I had been doing, you know, and the NFL is always changing and they're going in a direction too. And I thought that it just felt like this is, you know, studying it in the off season, that college football to me really felt like, okay, hey, that's where I want to be. You know, it's going to be very familiar in certain things for me, the playoffs, the competition, all of that. It was really kind of very, I don't know, kind of just called to me, I guess.